Hey, Facebook, Songwriting Pro community. This is Brent, and I have a bag of frozen vegetables on my shoulder. Why is that? It's because I just got back from the chiropractor. I woke up a couple days ago, and my neck was in a little bit of pain. Woke up on Thanksgiving Day, and my neck was in a whole lot of pain, and it has been every morning since then. So, hey, Christopher. Hey, Josh. And so finally, after the holidays, got in to go see this chiropractor. Hadn't seen this chiropractor before. And anyway, he just cracked the heck out of my neck. And I'm going somewhere with songwriting with this, so bear with me. And other than blaming it on my wife and her new pillows, hey, Christopher, you're welcome. So I'm laying down on this table, and I don't know this chiropractor, right? He lives close, or his office is close by the house, and I thought, I'm gonna roll up in here. And so I'm laying on the table, and the dude has my head, my neck in his hands, and he's like, "Oh, yep, that's wrong." And he's feeling on stuff that I can't really feel. Some of it's tender, But all I know is my head hurts, my neck hurts, especially when I wake up. And so he's got my head in his hand. All of a sudden, whack, whack. He's doing that number on it, and it is scary. You're laying there, and you feel kind of helpless, right? You're not the most, kind of vulnerable position. And literally, this dude's got your head in his hands, and he's feeling around and stuff. And all of a sudden, just pop! He did some stuff. I'm pretty sure I'm taller. I mean, he pulled on me, and I felt the snapping all the way down my spine. I thought he was going to do like a predator move, where he pulls the skull out with the whole, vertebrae on it. Anyway, so it hurt, but there were also some pain points there that I knew I needed to get fixed. And so I just came back to the house, and it got me thinking about that in songwriting. Sometimes it can be scary to get adjusted and to make adjustments to your writing, because you think you're going along all right, but maybe you notice, like, I got a little hitch in my giddy up, right? I'm not getting the results I want. Like with my neck, I wasn't getting the results I wanted because it hurt to turn my head. Maybe with your songwriting, you're not getting the results you want. And I remember one time I got adjusted by a pro in the music business. This was several years ago. There was a guy that worked at a record label, and he worked at a publishing company, so I knew him from that, and he switched sides, so he went over to a label, and I asked him out to sushi. I gave him a comp of some songs and said, hey, I'd just love to take you to lunch, see what you think. So, because I'm in the brand building mode, right? I want more people to know what I do, my music, hopefully, make those personal connections, all that stuff. So I take this guy to lunch over at Sushi Yobi, and, we get down to business after we chaw on some, rice and wasabi, and asked him what he thought about my music. And he said, you know what? He goes, Brent, I think you would have been one of the biggest writers in town in the 90s. This was like 2008 to 2012, somewhere in there. I don't remember exactly. But it was not the 90s anymore. I got adjusted, right? And we talked about it. He talked about how, some things with lyric writing had changed. The way people presented songs have changed. It's not how it used to be back in the 90s, where you had like the 3-act plays and just, we went in depth about some of the things that have changed over time that, frankly, in some of my writing, I hadn't been paying attention to. I wrote how I wrote what I liked, and then kind of left it there, and it was pitching songs, and I was getting some cuts, but not to the level I wanted to. I had a publishing deal, but still had a little bit of hitch in my giddy up, right? Not everything was in alignment. I knew that. So it was painful to hear. It was surprising. But he challenged me to go and listen to some of the current records from some of the biggest artists in the country and to see if what he told me held true. And it did. And it changed the way I wrote, and I had to make some adjustments. Just like the chiropractor, man, it can be painful. It's definitely not natural to let somebody just, torque on your neck or on your, hips or your back or whatever. And the other thing about it, making those adjustments, is you may not feel it immediately. Sometimes you do, but a lot of times you don't. It'll take a couple of adjustments, or it may take a couple days for that initial inflammation or swelling or kind of pain from the adjustment itself to kind of subside till you start feeling like, oh, I got some more range of motion. And that's how it was with that. It wasn't like the next song I wrote was some radically different thing that was, a big number one. But as I made those adjustments and made it a part of how I wrote, my songs were getting better, and I've gone on to have cuts and some good success since that time. So I thank that guy for kind of being a music business chiropractor and lyrical chiropractor. And again, it's scary, man. Just because you feel very vulnerable, and here you're putting your song in somebody's hands, and you're afraid they're gonna snap it. And sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they love it, but it's important, I think, for you to get your songs out there to people that have at least a professional opinion. Nobody knows everything, right? But if they have a professional opinion, they can give you some adjustments. They can crack your back a little bit. And it's so you can get better at what you do. The people that are good at what they do as far as giving feedback, it's so you can get better. The pros, it's so you can get better. They're not interested in breaking your heart or shattering your dreams, because really they're busy. All right, they don't have any business doing that. They want you to succeed because they love music. They love good music. That's why they're in the music business. But it can be scary. I put a little poll in this, a poll question. Have you ever gotten pro feedback on your music? So, yes or no. I'd love to hear from you. John, you suffered a stroke from a chiropractor? Thankfully, that's never happened to me. So, ouch. Anyway, checking up on some of these. Hey, Todd. Hey, Dustin. Do you do autographs? Only when I write checks. So the people at the bank have my autograph several times. But I want to challenge you to, get your songs out there. I mean, I know sometimes people get worried about somebody stealing their songs or that sort of thing, or you may be scared about the negative feedback. What if they don't love your songs? I tell you, who gets turned down the most in the music business are some of the most successful people, because their stuff is out there and they're taking a chance, and you got to let people say yes or no, because no one can say yes if they don't hear it. They can't say yes. They can't say yes if they don't know you and they don't know your music. And again, it can be scary. It can be challenging. It can be, like an adjustment that kind of comes out of nowhere. But if you take it right, and it's going to help you get better. You may not always agree with what somebody has to say, what their feedback is, and that's cool. I had a buddy that after that, the sushi adjustment, he said, man, you don't need to listen to him. He's just a young guy, and you know what you're doing. You've had hits and whatever. You're a great writer. And he didn't want me to listen to this guy. But no, I need to listen to it. I need to get my ego out of the room, because this is not about protecting my ego. It's about wanting to write great songs and to have success in the business. So I'm going to do the homework, and I'm going to test what he said, regardless of how my pride is bumped in this, right? And I tested, and turned out he was right. And I've adjusted the way I write, and my writing's gotten better and more commercial. And that's an important thing. So anyway, just want to leave you with that. I hope it's helpful. Again, adjustments can be you might need a little bit of ice after getting some feedback on your songs, but it's all for the good. Remember, nobody, whether myself, if I listen to a song, or a publisher, great songs get turned down every day in town. Hit songs get turned down every day in Nashville. Monday Morning Church was a top 5 hit for me for Alan Jackson. Every publisher I could get it to, which wasn't a lot at the time, it was my first cut, but every publisher I could get that song to, they all turned it down at the beginning until somebody didn't. So everybody said no until somebody said yes. Were those other people wrong? No, it's just part of how the business is. So you just want to hang in there. Nothing I or anyone else says is written in red. It's not gospel. But people will give you their honest opinion and try to help you get better if you're open to getting better. That's the thing. If you're coming in just to get discovered and not to get better, then whether I'm coaching you or somebody else, there's not a lot they're going to put into it, because they realize, okay, it doesn't matter what I say to this person. They're not in it to get better. They're just in it to get discovered. Since I'm not going to discover them, I'm just going to move on and not waste my breath. So anyway, just a little gift for you if you're listening through this. I have a free ebook. It's called Think Like a Pro Songwriter. I'm going to throw it in the comments here. Think. Here in a second. I'll put it up there. But Think Like a Pro Songwriter, you can get it at giftfrombrent.com. That is giftfrombrent.com. It just gives you some of the mindsets, some of the stuff I picked up in my time in the music business. You just tell me where to send it. I'll email you the PDF. But anyway, thanks y'all for listening. Todd, good to see you. Larry, hello. Hope to see you at the next Friday Jam session. And y'all take care. And God bless. Let's see. Let me put this link in here. Think Like a Pro Songwriter. www.gift frombrent.com. There we go. All right. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to keep some ice on for a little bit. I'll talk to you later.